And now, live from the Kings Park studios of Seymour FM 103.9, it's time for the Saturday Sports Cafe. And now, let's join our hosts for the evening. It is Saturday the 4th of July. Isn't that a good song? In tonight's Saturday Sports Cafe, we have a fair bit to get through. It is actually quite large. It is very, very large. This is a sports talk show that is broken up into 15-minute quarters, you could say, just like footy, basketball, hockey, anything else you can think of as well. In the first quarter, we will be going through the news of what's been going on in the cricket, and there's a little bit going on there. Plus, the tennis world. Wimbledon's meant to be on this past week, and the Wimbledon Facebook and YouTube channels have been very active, so we'll look at that one as well. As we all know, the EPL has started back, so I might just sneak that one in as well. The Seymour and District Darts Association is in the second quarter. They've got two competitions going up. We all know about the online competition, but there's also a Winter Stayers competition that's been emailed through to me, so that'll be interesting to have a look at. Plus, I think because the AFL section is so large in the third quarter, we might just need to move the sports that never get a mention in the media to the second quarter. That's how big it is. The fourth quarter, the A-League, the NBL, the Super Netball, NBA, all of those reminders are coming up as well. But this is where we start. We actually start with a statement tonight, and it's not often that we make statements about this show because it's just a sports talk show. It's just what happens on Seymour FM each Saturday night at 6 p.m. But I felt that after some information that I got last week, that a statement needs to be said about what happened. Now, you may not know. The general public may not know. So this is what happened. Last Sunday, I was informed by management of this station, Seymour FM, that a complaint was received about my show. That's this show that you're listening to right now, which amazed me. Because I've been on air with Seymour FM between, 2004, 2005, and then from 2009 up to today. So 11 years consecutively, 13 years collectively. So I've done music shows, I've looked back at history, the birthdays, milestones, marathons, music from 30 to 40 years ago. I've filled in on Drive, I've done country music shows, done interviews with country music artists as well. Remember that on Sunday mornings with Jack Solomon? I did those. And now I've been doing this show, Seymour FM's only sports show, for the last 5 to 6 years now on a Saturday night. And this is the first ever complaint that I've ever received about anything that I've ever done on this radio station. This show, which is Seymour FM's only sports show, is a talk-based show. I'm sure you all know this by now. Informing you, the listeners, of the results, news, and anything in between, including broadcast details, TV, and maybe some other radio as well, like the footy, maybe, where appropriate in the results that I share with you. It started off with Gareth, as you all know. And then it included Neil and Hank later on, because Gareth had schooling and all that type of stuff. But now it's just myself anchoring the show. Okay, so that's an explanation of how this show works. Now on to the complaint. The complaint was simple. Apparently, I talk too much. That was the complaint against me after last week's show, that I talk too much. Now, for a sports talk show, that brought a smile to my face. Why? Because it told me that someone was listening and cared enough to tell me that I'm doing my job properly. Although not to their satisfaction, in their opinion. It is, however, how this show is supposed to run. And a great idea did pop up during the week that maybe I could instead sing the results. Therefore, you can't complain that I'm actually talking too much. That I could sing the results. I mean, let's just imagine what would that sound like based on, say, last week's AFL results. Now, I picked out one game in particular, GWS versus Collingwood. And this is the type of thing that I thought up of during the week that might fit in if you're complaining that I'm talking too much. The pies, they've gone dry. They lost by 2 points. I do not lie. Now, that's in reference to Collingwood's 2-point loss last week, and I would admit that after listening to that, I think the Wiggles would be proud of just that little piece of audio. But I come up with another suggestion. I won't be singing again during the show, by the way, but if you out there, the listeners, have any suggestions about how this show can be improved, you can always email the station's programming department, programming@seymourfm.com.au, and it'll be sent on to me in due course. If it's good enough, I might even mention it in next week's show. You never know. So get your suggestions in. If you think I'm talking too much, if you think everything's totally fine, it is only one complaint, one person that tells me that I'm talking too much. So that's how this show's supposed to run. If you don't want to listen to me talking, I'm sure you know where the off button is. Now let's move on with the show.